Hello and welcome back to Vampire Survivors. It's been a while since I played this, but they had actually dropped a free update earlier in the month that I've been meaning to get around to. The Emerald Diorama update, which is apparently a free crossover with the Saga franchise. Fitting since I've just beaten Romancing Saga 3 on the channel itself very recently, but well, I haven't played the new one. Let's see here, what's this again? 4 chickens, 12 weapons. Yeah. Oh yeah, and a lot of this is still from the Castlevania update because I never got back to it after I was intending. So, ban 80 or more weapons in a single run. Wow, are that many items? I'll have to turn everything back on. Right now I have to do a number of things here. ABT, obtain the ring. Rose. Burton. Should play as someone. There's a fall. Damage with the trident. Guess the trident here. Isaac. Familiar? Sounds good to me. Moonglow to just darkness. Alright, we're gonna go with Moonglow because that gives me all the accessories basically, so. Ooh, I don't know if I actually have that many banishes. I need to banish Steel 80 with this. Tier Boomerang, deal critical damage. Dragon Water Whip, that's a good one. Sonic Dash. And Speed Crystal. Fires an additional projectile. That should be good. Feels good to be back into this game. is always a nice, relaxing type of game. Just to dive in without any feeling a need of any kind of, commitment. Oh, wow. Foxes are small animals out of omnivorous mammal, like several family Canidae. Indeed they are. Thanks for the subscription. Resub here. Streak. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't know entirely how to react, but I appreciate it all the same. Just, yes. Yeah, my stuff is that entertaining. No, this probably seems a bit weird since I've been doing this for a while now, but... Okay, scary up. Only a handful of items are not in this area, so if I can't evolve the Trident with anything here, then I can easily deduce what it is exactly. Oh wait, that's my familiar that got summoned. Right, every 10 levels I get a new familiar. So basically, this guy gets to be the Pokemon trainer of this particular set. And yes, I know it's more of a Castlevania thing. Shut up. And nice thing about the Ode to Castlevania characters is they all get, please. They all get the ability to get Castlevania drops outside the Castlevania map. I'm amused that the pots injure me here, but yeah, those are actually enemies themselves. Tried it. Yeah, this first one can't contain one. I should already have more than enough mysterious floor chickens to unlock the new map, so we'll just keep going, I guess. I get all the accessories? Not quite, actually. I'll have to keep going. Now, I could just look up what these are, and I doubt anyone would hold against me given the sheer number of them, but... There we go. I was hoping for one of those. Just instantly collect all items. Excellent, a new familiar has been summoned. Alright, let's go ahead and max out the Trident. That way, if it doesn't require leveling, some of them require leveling the accessories and others don't. So I figure maxing out the Trident first will make it easier to figure out feels like I'm gonna need money again as well. So. Javelin, tempting, but let's go with Reflectio. Just because that's a nice amount of... Rock Riot, Dragon Water, Candelabra. The Candelabra's probably a good one just to increase the area here. I'm just impaling the enemies here. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I definitely want the Duplicator maxed out because that's one of the biggest upgrades in my opinion. The Duplicator is one of those accessories where I'd say it's worth considering even if it's not going to upgrade anything specifically in your build. It's really good. Flames of Misspell. Neo Lift, also it's Clockwork. What am I missing here? Torrenta's box. You know, let's go with Torrenta's box just because more curse is actually probably going to be in my best interests. Yeah, there's only a handful of accessories. When this game first came out, the only accessory missing from this here was in fact the Torrenta's box. Now there's a couple more as well, but like I said, it's a nice way to eliminate what could possibly upgrade a weapon. I mean, I could also just look it up since we're all on the wiki and such, but... Let's go with the Skullomaniac just to get more curse for the sake of more enemies. Candelabra would make this a lot easier. The AoEs are huge, getting huge now. I suppose I would make the obvious joke of you know what else is huge, but I don't know. Hollow Heart with some extra max HP. Spellbinder, everything lasts a little longer now. Pomerola sounds good to me. Better, I believe it's another one of those items that does not evolve. One of the very few. Well, no, it doesn't evolve. It's that it doesn't require any items to evolve. I definitely want to get the crown up because the faster I get XP, the better. This is only a 15-minute stage, so I have significantly less time to work with. The giant enemy crabs are here. Hand Grenade is extremely tempting, but I guess if all else fails, I could just play as, ooh, a Trapdoor buff, please. Yeah, if all else fails, I can just play as Soma Cruz again. I suppose no coincidence, Soma Cruz is one of my favorites to play as in this game. When these games first came out, there was a bit of contention around them, but that's mostly been displaced nowadays. At most, you'll just say, the art style wasn't the best, but the games themselves were fine. Now, the Castlevania that's always going, that some debate whether it counts at all, is the Lords of Shadow games. I don't want to crap on it too much, first of all, because it was a while ago now, but also, it's not the worst around, it's just that, it felt so different. You know? I mean, a lot of people point out I was trying to be God of War instead of Castlevania. To an extent, I agree, although it's kind of funny. Castlevania had the weapons on the end of a whip before where God of War did. That kind of funny. Nope. No upgrades. Armor up. Yeah, I might actually need to upgrade my accessories for this, so we'll just upgrade them all. I'm sure this can't end badly, right? In particular, I hope the Hollow Heart gets some nice upgrades, because Hollow Heart's one of those items that I don't really like to pick up unless I have an item that evolves with it. It's not a bad item, it just increases your max HP, but I don't know, it just feels like there's a lot more impactful accessories, but I guess to be fair, with stuff like the Ferris Whip and the, Actually, I probably should have gone for the Skull of Maniac to get even more enemies. Whoa. Oh, nice. What does it upgrade with? Gungnir. Critical also. Ah, so it's the duplicator. I was wondering how long until we get another duplicator weapon. Crown, absolutely. That'll make leveling a lot easier. Yeah, Paco Bataliar is another one. It's decent and adds reflect damage, which you definitely want high HP for. Crown, these, and make it easier. The spear, the Gungnir. X last longer. Yeah, the Gungnir is Odin's spear. Meanwhile, the Gaibolg is Odin's spear, and Veritas Whip. Let's see Veritas Whip in here. Now let's max out Veritas. Skullomaniac for some more enemies. Yeah, I'm at the point where I straight up don't fear, There we go, Veritas Whip is leveled up and it's ready to be upgraded. Hollow Heart. Darn. Freeze. I don't have enough freeze for that. Free. Right, you get a free reroll now. I only have some of these. Free bounces, I don't have anything that bounces. Interesting, Out of Bounds has a new item listed that I don't recognize. Must be one added in the update. Losing health generates exploding. One thing I will say, as much as I will praise the game for the devs are doing some good stuff with the updates. I will say the sheer number of weapons does make it a little hard to get anything specific. But that's also why they probably keep adding the ability to seal more and more items away. Kermit bubbles. Just a oh, Sanctuary Max Clover. A little hard up. Yeah, some of them require the accessory max and some don't. At first I thought it was just the launch ones that would do that, but you know what, let's do a hand grenade. Now it'll be nothing but upgrades. Yeah, my familiar account maxed out at level 6, so... Excellent. The Water Dragon Whip's been upgraded. Hydro Storm. Spellbinder. Just have everything last that much longer. Oh, I didn't notice the Gungnir was also shooting out beams out of it. That's cool. What are they talking about? I don't know. There's not much to, since I am a big gamer and not the biggest, most knowledgeable person on Castlevania's series. Only a handful. Ah, the Veritas Whip upgraded this time. Or a Blaster. Wings maxed out. Spellbinder make it all last longer. Tome is another one of those I'd say is so powerful that it's worth grabbing even if you aren't specifically after one of the items that it upgrades with. we have an end-game build that I can actually see the screen for the most part. Let's cash in the revives here. Excellent. Yeah, 504 chickens, find... Evolve the trident. Click to total 4,000 damage with the trident. Excellent. Now, what was that unlock? It said have a banish. Do I even have that many powers? I have seals, but I only have banishes. I need someone with virtually unlimited banishes to do that. Quickly break the bounds of space and also find love. That might be a bit of a tall order. Yeah, the starting weapon here is like the bracelet. It upgrades on its own, so you don't need anything else, but it's also not the most amazing as a result. Find the pile of secrets. But is it miserable? Star Flail. Okay, so who has the Star Flail? Sarah. Gains additional recovery every level once per life. Triggers fire breathing for every character. Involves the alchemy whip when reviving. Interesting. Usually this part here is for an alternate costume, but here it's for an alternate weapon. Actually, the Castlevania characters in general seem to have alternate weapons. Yeah, these are all, yeah, for the earlier characters, it's an alternate costume. Sailor, I remember, oh yeah, I said this is the Sailor Moon looking outfit. Recovery every level. So I'm guessing the Pomerola or another accessory here. In that case, let me just start sealing weapons again here, because these are eating up a lot of these early items, but specific. If the achievement required me to have 80 items sealed, I'd almost be there actually, but and Sarah, the coop. A farm for fear itself, the beasts reared here have turned tasty morsels to terrifying monsters after realizing the deadly power of cooperation. Oh my. Yeah, that's what happens when chickens unionize, I suppose. This is an overpowered one, so let's get it. Oh my. Ugh. Allegedly strikes the nearest enemy. Fuck you. That is definitely some minor healing. Here we go. I think the power roll has revolved this, so let's go. Start right. Life sign scan. Oh, I see. So it's like a beat 'em up. I have to defeat enough enemies to move on. Oops. Not even close. That's very bad, actually. Gives additional revivals. Oh right, because like in Zelda, if you take out a chicken enough, they all start attacking. I'm still convinced this is what upgrades her weapons. Crown for a faster XP gain is always nice. Yeah, I'm gonna roll up. I probably should have actually done the attract. Actually, probably should grab the Ball of Heart in case that one's needed for it. Although usually it's retaliation. Actually, this life science scan. Probably should grab the water dragon with me, whatever. Yeah, there's basically a race here. A chicken run, if you will. Level of crown. You know what? I'll take it. I haven't gotten as many levels in that as I'd like. Free whip level, don't mind if I do. Huh, the game speed seems to be going up a little. Big ones are probably the bosses, so the Alchemy Whip's gonna be stronger the more of these I kill. Three levels. Yeah, I don't mind more damage in one of my low cooldown weapons here. See, that's like purple. Well, my stats are up because I revived. Damage affected by armor. Losing health generates explode effect. Sure, I'll go this way. Actually, let me take a look at the Grimoire again. Where are the Castlevania items? Here they are. Oh, I don't know what the shield upgrades with yet. Interesting. I guess I should have grabbed that. Hello, Infinity. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just doing the new Vampire Survivors update here. It's a free one, so figured, you know, may as well. Now, where's Soma's weapon? Okay, so that's AoE there. I don't want that. Alright, I've already got the whip here. Now about yeah. The only thing is when you start having too many DLC and updates, it starts becoming a bit difficult to get the specific item you want, so you really have to be able to carry the experience. Although I guess part of that can be intentional. It's always part of the game to see what you get. Jet Black Whip, linear damaging zone. Backdoor weapon. Okay, that one's a real fortune. Wind Whip, damage affected by growth. Let's get the life science scan actually, since that's just free healing, and I'm clearly in need of hurting for healing. I don't know if let's go with the Wind Whip. Whip, the one that Simon Belmont comes with, is basically just a straight upgrade to the one that Antonio has, the totally not Simon Belmont character. Oh yeah. Stuff like this is why the Alchemy Whip can be quite nice. It's very anti-boss. Moonrod, Evolved Starflail. I knew it required the Pomerola. Shuriken's a tempting one. Let's get the life science scan though, just because that one doesn't rely on me getting lucky with drops. I also know someone preferred that the game had the crossovers as DLC, so if you just wanted the game as it is, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much. The game has a lot of legally distinct everything, so looks like we're getting close to whatever that thing at the end is. Life science. Wonderful. Alright, life science scan maxed. Right, I should have saved that. This might only be a 15-minute stage now that I think about it, so. I'm not sure if it's time, amount of enemies killed, or what that gets these to open. upgrades all around.
Is the game was never trying to make everyone equally viable. Granted, you can still get them to win if you want, but... Interesting. Bad Grove will summon the other 2 items to me, but not the other. Interesting. Let's go with the Sarabe of healing, so that way my healing now also deals damage. Let's also max out the mini ghost, because that will keep me from having to worry about leveling it later. Roast chicken with a clock in the middle permanently allows you to speed up the game. I see, so that was the big reward here. You'd think I'd remember that. Divine chicken. Leveling everything a little easier. Let's go and max out the Wind Whip before I do much else. Just one more level on the Wind Whip and it's all good. Here we are. Oh right, the Life Science Paranormal Scan. Gotta get that one too. That's okay, we got another one over here I can grab real quick. There we are. Spirit Tornado Tip. Start banishing. Weird. I thought why did my whip upgrade when I didn't have the tiramisu on hand? I guess it's not a huge deal. It's just kind of funny. Allegedly strikes the nearest enemy. Armor, I'm pretty sure armor is needed for this.
Alright, we'll quit and cash in the revives, I guess. Find the roast chicken. Game speed modifier. Unlock the Starflail. Unlocks Ronaldo. Inflict a total of 6,000 damage Starflail. Now anyone can have the Starflail. Ronaldo. Starts with the Gemini. Interesting. Ice Age. The Tides of Ascari. Alright, see you later, Infinity. Thanks for stopping by. Break the bounds of space and find love. Find the greatest truth. Prove that Mount Kenurek happened. Unleash maximize death on the birth through lineage will. Alright, that's something. Alright, to find the wood carving score. A new merchant. Beat 0 enemies in the coop. I might be able to do this. Let me. There are some characters here who have weapons that don't start with damage. Speed gains exploding. All treasures contain at least 3 items. Notice how the timer isn't even starting. Oh, we killed 0 enemies. Did we do something right? New achievement, defeat 0 enemies in the coop. I unlock new characters here? Looks like. I forgot to get. I guess the curse is fine, but. Evolve the Gaze of Gaia to unlock Gazebo. Seal all. 80, banish 80 or more weapons in a single run. I don't know who has the most. I might actually have to look this one up because some of this is a bit esoteric. As you can see, you can only get about 10 normally. Some characters start with 10 to 30 extras, but that's a lot. I actually... Alright, let's check the bestiary for the new ones. OG Minotaur. Startling, number of them escaped to a world now marched to Derek. Oh, I think that might be something else, actually. One I've already been through, I mean. Right, since this is a free one, it's usually placed before all the DLC, so let's take a look here. Mimic Season 1. Favorite monsters like you've never seen before. Big. Was last season of Big Monsters not big enough? Well, try these on for size. So, Mimic Season 3. How you're not impressed by how big these monsters are. They're so big. These. Hello, Difference. Welcome to the stream. Bestiary to try and find the new stuff. Stop. Here we are. Chicken Fury. Tired of being expected to surrender a tenth of their eggs to mankind, the chickens launched a violent rebellion. Perhaps the hen teeth was a mistake. Now it is we who shall be sent to the other side as the world becomes a clucking hell. Anyone who refused to take into the Poultry Rebellion received a serious wake-up call when these guys appeared. Anyone who refused to take the Poultry Rebellion seriously received a wake-up call when these guys appeared. Each cock is a hardened gallus and happy to crow about it, commanding the chicken infantry so that humanity's hubris may come to roost. Not teeth, it's tithe. Oh. Tithe, okay. Initial waves of chicken violence went unreported as nobody wanted to admit they'd just been savaged by a gang of adorable baby birds. One man bled to death rather than admit his arms had been chewed off, insisting he'd still had both hands, even as just in the belly of the brood. Egg. These crack troops are often used as ordnance, and their shell fire creating a yoke of suppression. Always in the vanguard, they arrive before the chickens do. Even if we're overthrown by the killer birds, it'll be nice to settle the debate. Pollo Rosso. A particularly zealous chickens may undergo roastification, plucked, gutted, and cooked with an onion shoved up themselves, alive and aware the whole time. Posing as tasty floor food, they devour any who eat them from the inside out. Fear the army that marches in your stomach. Abraxas. Is it a god, a demon, or is it just a chicken that got really, really big? Science has suggested the latter, but contractual obligation to make this book as spicy as possible suggests some foul combination of the first two, thus satisfying the further obligation to refer to at least one creature from the coop as foul. Thanks, Jack. Just looking at the new update stuff. There we go. The finest of feather fiends, moving gracefully while stamping on their victims' skulls with such brutality, we coined the term head porridge. Many heads have been porridged, at least one was Musley. in the merciless march of the Abraxas crown. Despite their advanced intelligence, they can still be fooled by a leaf-covered hole with a sign that says Free Bird Seed. Abraxas Dynamis. Chicken wizardry is one of the oldest forms of magic a sage could perform. Some say it's just regular magic, but with a tenuously shoehorned bird theme. But take not likely the dark powers of Pechromancy. Not only can it make chickens run around after losing their heads, it gave rise to the most dreaded monster of all, a palette swap with buffed stats. Those bastards. See here. Gaze of Gaia. That's unlock a new character. Let's see. Unlock a new starting. That's an upgrade to the existing character. Pile of secrets. But where could these pile of secrets be? Ah, there's some new items in here I did in fact fail to get. Oops. In that case, those aren't tied to the new update. So I need to look at some of all of these other things. Yeah, these are more Castlevania characters, aren't they? Yeah, those are from the old one. Strange, I thought there was a... Let me check something real quick. Steam... Huh? Oh wait, here we are. Oh, I see. It still needs to be downloaded separately. Okay. Well, I messed up there. Alright, well, first of all, I should probably change this. For now, I can definitely... It's not like as you can see, it's not like I don't still have a bunch of things to upgrade, so I can definitely be doing that. Adventured in Ice Age, Pile of Secrets. With Albus, with Lisa. The Illuminatio. Need to evolve the Illuminatio. And figure out what upgrades the Iron Shield. Yeah, Lisa Tep starts with the Illuminatio here. Alright, so that's fine. We'll just do some more of the Ode to Castlevania stuff, and next time I'll get the Saga update. Still good to know that I've unlocked the weapon here. The weapon is unlocked, right? Probably not with the others, is it? Oh wow, there's a lot of unknowns still in here. Actually, I think it's gonna be near the top here. Where is it? Where's the Gaia weapon? Come on, I know where the deer is. I've unlocked it. I unlocked the chicken coop, so why is it not the chicken coop? So why is... Where is it? Where is it? Am I just experiencing streamer blindness again? Is it very clearly here and I'm just not seeing it? Because that would not surprise me. Yeah, if you don't need to ban the crossover, the fusion item if you've banned the components. Spell. Yeah, I don't know what gives. Must be here and I'm just missing somehow. Here, evolve the Gaze of Gaia. Gaze of Gaia is over here. Gazebo. Yeah, I should have unlocked it. I've sealed it because I just unlocked it. That would be impressive, actually. If I had somehow already sealed it. Best with armor and Parmagus. Okay, so the armor and Parmagus are probably... Yeah, so I think the best with is supposed to be a hint. Yeah. Yeah, the Confidere is a pretty good item if you want something that doesn't require an accessory. Alright, so yeah, it looks like I need armor and the Parmagus for this. I can at least do that, I suppose. Here, who has the shield? Vincent. We'll go with Vincent here. Or rather, yeah, I think Lisa might be better. So, not the coup here. We're going to go with the Moonglow. That has all the accessories, so if it's not anything here. We are. Flash arrow. Let's Spanish that. Wine glass throws an exploding projectile. I guess that's fine. Vampire Survivors. Iron Shield. Perfect. Armagus. Now I can just get all the others here. Luminato. Alright. And grenades, not half bad, but first let's upgrade the accessories. it turns out the Saga update is, even though it's free DLC, you still have to download it, and I forgot to do that, so I'm just gonna have to finish this off here. Platinum Whip, huh? Well, first things first, Duplicator, so that there's more projectiles to everything. This should be a very easy run with all the updates here. Hellbinder, everything lasts a little longer. Vampire Survivors was not the first in its genre. I've seen some see it as an auto shooter. Someone call it Bullet Heaven. I've seen a lot of different names for it, but either way, it's kind of neat that it started its own genre like that. Let's see if I can get something better here. Yeah, Wind Whip's gonna be good here. Oh wow! Yeah, I can get through so many so many faster runs with this. Since I'm pretty much at endgame, though, I do have a lot of advantages someone who just started would have. Like the Arcana that I chose at the start of the match, you don't get those normally. Let's just have Spellbinder make everything last a little longer. I always like that. Nice, some good levels to everything. And one of the people working on the game actually used to work in casinos. If you saw a lot of mobile games were doing a lot of the stuff to give people that rush. But he decided he'd rather do it with a single-player game that doesn't actually have microtransactions, stuff like that, to abuse it. So it gives you that rush that stuff like gachas and loot boxes and other gambling mechanics have, but since it's completely free, it's pay once, and you only have to pay for the other if you want any of the DLC. It's not abusive. That's pretty neat. Gaze of Gaia. Might defang enemies. Interesting. Might defang. If you banish or skip a level up, you actually do get a bit of bonus experience towards your next level, so it can be very beneficial. Ah, the Gaze of Gaia. Okay, so it's basically a spotlight. Interesting. Tracked orb to max level. This will make it a lot easier to get my levels here. Epi Head also triggers other. I don't need the clock. Yeah. Clockwork weapons are basically all or nothing. If you want to do a run with them, you want all of them because they all activate one another. Crown up. Yeah, Crown's what I want sooner rather than later because that increases how much XP I get from these crystals, so.
Megalomaniac. Curse is both a blessing and a curse, despite what the stats suggests. The enemies are stronger, but they're also more numerous, and more numerous enemies means more XP drops, which can lead to more level ups. And that's a pretty huge upgrade. Indeed. Oh, dang it. Yeah. Oh, dang it. And there definitely is plenty of times of oh, dang it. The only reason my runs are usually successful is because I have all the upgrades active. I guess if you think it'd be interesting, I could disable all of them and try to do a run without any upgrades. I have done that before. Cam Aegis. Spellbinder. I don't know what upgrades the Gaze of Gaia, but armor maxed. Crown output. Candelabra. Yeah. Basically, the first set are weapons, and the second are accessories. Accessories like the Candelabra augment your other weapons. So, like, the Candelabra increases the AoE total you have, so... So a lot of projectiles become bigger. So, like, the Spotlight here is the Gaze of Gaia. Enemies I look at with it die. Spinach just increases the damage of everything by a little percent. The crown increases the XP I get from all the items, from these XP crystals, so it can really snowball if you can get it early. Parmagus, there we are. The Ham Aegis basically increases your mercy invincibility after you take damage, because normally you don't have any. So it can really get you out of a jam. Upgrade the wine glass, but I want to max out the something else first, yeah. Iron Shield. Basically, you have to get weapons to their maximum level, and only then can you upgrade them if you have the right accessory. Some weapons require you that you also max out their matching accessory, but some don't. Oh, wonderful, the Vault Illuminata. Okay, there we are. That's an item, good item upgrade. Right, I need Gaze of Gaia level sooner rather than later. Like I said, Gaze of Gaia, in order to see if I can upgrade it, I need it max level. And only only then can I get all the others at, let's see here. The beginning, +3. Meal ticket, that's easy. Spirit Tornado tip. Fine, I'll get one of these. Let's see here. What am I missing here? Yeah, the clockwork weapon is 4. Interesting. The Alucard swords. Apparitions of the true bearer will seek out enemies. Alucard shield. Do more. Evolve Celestial Dusting. Projectiles generate explosion. Oh, that's an item from. You usually have to play the Doggo Soul to play. Yeah. Whoops, I only got 2 out of the 3 Cerberus heads. Well, that's my problem, isn't it? Yeah, since I put the speed up option, this is gonna go by real quick now. Greatest Jubilee is basically just a big firework display. When the game first dropped, this was the big reward you got for beating the, for lack of a better term, story campaign. It's pretty fancy with the glowing stuff, but here we are. Sonic Whip. Illuminatio. Shaft. Mina. Illuminati. And the Spectral Sword. Evolve all 8 magic weapon lines.
Glyphline. Ebony Dia. Unlock the Star. Weapon 4. Oh my. It looks like... Okay, so I get a new starting weapon for Soma if I can unlock all of these. Dominus Ang. Ready? Wow, fourth. Can't even afford. Well, at the very least, I should upgrade the new characters. Shaft, a character whose name I cannot possibly make a joke about that hasn't already been done a billion times. But that doesn't change that it's fun to make them. I swear I got someone else upgraded here. Oh, Mina, here we are. There we go. I knew Mina was here somewhere. Mina Hakuba. The horse is just along among us. Yeah. I think Among Us was technically the first crossover DLC, which was an interesting choice. A lot of people were surprised, but they've done a bunch since. Oh, and this isn't, despite the name here, random is not actually you pick a random character out of here. No, it's actually a question mark you play as, and their stats and weapon are all randomized. So, clever joke, clever joke. But interesting, the Gaze of Gaia didn't upgrade with any of those items, did it? Or maybe it did and I didn't notice. Either way, we have to start working on these as we go here. I don't think I need anything with Mina specifically unless I just want to play as her, right? That doesn't look like it, no. But I do have to play as Saint Germain and upgrade his Globa. So, it won't surprise you, they went completely nuts with the Castlevania DLC. It's almost like they're very passionate about the series or something. Then again, between this, Dead by Daylight, Dead Cells, and all those other crossovers, it seems like basically everyone except Konami themselves are giving good respect to Castlevania. Oh, man. Becomes invincible and deals damage to enemies for 20 seconds when health reaches a critically low level. Alright, let me check my collection real quick to see what the hint for how to unlock the spell upgrade here. Dominus, I believe we need all three of these. Kind of like how you need all three Cerberus heads to unlock the Renum Custodum. Oh, right, I haven't technically unlocked it. Summon Spirit. Best with duration. Yeah, the Spellbinder. Yeah, the Clock Tower. Union of all the Clock Tower items. Like I said, if you want, it's one of those ones where if you want them, you have to get all four. You cannot go halfway. This Dark Iron Shield, Evolved Iron Shield. Critical hits retaliate with spinning swords. And yeah, Cornell morphs into a stronger version when equipped. So basically, when he upgrades his weapon, yeah, basically when he upgrades his weapon to Cerberus, he actually transforms into an actual werewolf, including his sprite changing to a wolf mode. Let me grab a sip of my drink and we'll go back in then. Guess that's the last of it. Idea of some kind. Play as an Amogus of some kind. I could do a run with one of the Amogus characters. My favorite is the Engineer. Oh, I haven't done Ode to Castlevania on him. I guess I can do that. I still do need to discover a a couple of the items in here, so let's go then. Random events, random flip, hurry. Chicken. Speed bonus minus 40%. Oh my. I do. Bring it all. That's right. All of it is mine. And I don't need to go that far. Go with a simple one, the beginning. Let's go with Cerberus. Mana. Yeah. Come on, Empty Tome might be best, actually. No, Crown will level me up a lot faster. Yeah, as you can see, only 30 banishes, so not quite enough. Luminato. Here's your spell. Duplicator. Lucky Swipe. Area up. The Among Us crossover items all require very special accessories to upgrade. But the good news is I don't have to worry about them filling up the pool of items. They only show up if I already have the item that it needs them to upgrade. So the Engineer's Weapon, here we are, Mini Engineer. That only shows up at all if you have the card or the scanner. Base area. The interesting thing about the Ode to Castlevania stage is that you basically can explore the grounds of the castle at your leisure, and even fight bosses where the skulls are to get free items. Let's get the Attract Orb just because that's going to make my life so much easier. Attract Orb is another one of those items I like to get whether or not any of the weapons I currently have use it. Just because it's a quality, but it doesn't help combat at all. It's purely quality of life since it increases the radius which I auto-collect items. Technically speaking, the Engineer's Weapon, he prefers lower luck, so I should probably refund my permanent upgrades to luck there. Because as you can see, the whole point is you want to fail the scanner to have to redo it repeatedly. This is also really good if you're a fan of the Alchemy Whip, Leon. Because that one gets stronger the more bosses you kill, and all the optional bosses in this area are still counted as bosses, which means they power up the weapon. Gaze of Gaia might defang enemies. There we go. Excellent. And the reward is a chest like any other boss, so you can really get some ridiculous builds going on here. Dextro Customs. Alright, we're 2 out of the 3 Cerberus heads. We only need 1 more. Gaze of Gaia. Accessory. Empty Tome, I think, would be a smarter option right now. Defang is basically the, you see the enemies that are just randomly green among there? Those enemies can't actually damage me. So they're a very convenient way to... So if you're in a bad spot, you can hug those enemies and they can't harm you. Neutralis Customs. Crown. Okay, good. My XP gain is maxed out, so this will be a snowball for the rest of the run. As you might have noticed from the previous stuff, you can get ridiculously strong if you know what you're doing here. Yeah, as soon as you get past a certain point in the game, leveling becomes significantly faster. Yeah, one of them is just being a dog on my head, the other is just there is the other one's just active, a bit more active, targeting down enemies. Alright, we're almost there. The Among Us collab was also when the game first got its co-op mode, but it was couch co-op only. They didn't have online until this update here this April at time of streaming. It's nice the life sign scan is straight up overpowered once you upgrade it. After it upgrades, it gives you a permanent stat boost each time it activates for the rest of the run. With the catch being that it can also increase how often it activates in that particular run. So, you can probably see how that can get a little out of hand. that thing's tanky. Bosses do get stronger as you fight them, so it can be worth considering who you want to fight first versus later. Good, more Gaze of Gaia. Holy crap, how tanky are you guys? Yeah, I can't take anything except for the final head of Cerberus, at least for now. There we go. Excellent, I upgraded the engineer's weapon, the crossed wires. Wow, that's way longer than I was expecting. Oh, but we got it. Illuminatio. I don't want any of the spells for this particular run, I don't think. Among Us is still going strong. They added some roles and stuff to make things interesting. Kind of funny, the game came out actually a few years before the lockdowns that made it popular, so the devs were as shocked as anyone as to its seemingly random popularity. Wow, enemies sure are tanky. Feels like they're more tanky than usual, and I don't think it's just because I'm using an older character here. Aegis. Embrace of Gaia. Damage increased while invulnerable and it retaliates. Sinistro Crystals. There we go. We have all the Cerberus components. As you saw, the Gaia weapon upgrade immediately upon me getting the Ham Aegis. I didn't actually need to upgrade it. Some weapons require it, some didn't. I thought at first they just... the ones at launch didn't need it, so I figured they must have decided later that they'd rather you need to upgrade everything, but no, some of them don't require them anymore. Pretty good variation. Oh yeah, so two of the Cerberus heads actively go out to chomp on enemies while one of them just hangs out on your head. Might as well increase my overall damage. Why not? Here we are, the Cerberus weapon's been upgraded. Now all three of them come out to attack before doing a combined attack. Those keyholes are basically teleporters, so I can go anywhere I want in the mansion, more or less. Tiramisu gives me additional revives, but you have to be careful. If you use them all up, the item itself goes away. Which can be good, because it means it frees up your inventory, but it can be also be bad. Because it now means... Yeah, but it can also be bad, because it now means you, I'm losing my train of thought here. It's also bad because any items that need it to evolve will no longer be able to. Discuss Platinum Whip. What's another good one I might want here? Candelabra Door might not be that bad, actually. Just for the AoEs. When I originally went through here, I had to fight the bosses more or less in order to unlock everything. 3 Candelabra, don't mind if I do. Yeah, so I specifically upgraded the Gaia weapon here. I'm just like curious as to how that... Oh, I missed the summoning circle of the boss. Probably should have held off on the hand grenade, climax on the hand grenade, but oh well. rocket launcher. Legions here. Yeah, some bosses are a bit more cinematic. Legion had a really cool design. You'll also notice that a lot of the bosses here are specifically similar to simply the Night versions. And there are a few reasons. There's actually a story reason for that, if you believe that. Come on, Cerberus, fight it. Looks like I got an upgrade to something. Ooh, I can pick an upgraded weapon of my choice now.
The game ends in 30 minutes, so I'd best explore a bit. Oh, wonderful, the rune sword. Critical damage is also. Not swiping the card anymore. Yeah, that's because the card swipe got upgraded to the, you can see in the upper left corner, it got upgraded to the crossed wires minigame. Upgrade your weapon, it completely replaces the old one. I guess I can call it here. Oh, nice. I don't know why it didn't register last time, but whatever. Rays of Gaia. Here. Gazebo. Purchase Gazebo. Overhealing gives a cumulative bonus to a random stat. Interesting. Was one of these? I could swear there was an achievement tied to Gazebo, but I'm not seeing it. Hidden Anathema. Eat as much as possible with Gazebo. I'm guessing this means I have to play as Gazebo on the new Coop run. Because the enemies there all turn into, and stuff, so... all 4 chickens to eat, so... Gazebo... the Coop. Here we are. Arches de Ponic. Zarabe of healing. All healing is doubled. We're gonna go with this one since the whole point is to heal. Uh-oh. Go for the Cerberus one again. That's a bit of a commitment, though. Yeah, I think that might have been a good idea, just because that has a point blank thing for me. Glass Sphere is really great for going for a freeze build, or an ice build in the general sense. For a strong reach on a boss enemies defeated. The nice thing about the Alchemy Whip is it just fires straight in front of you, no gimmicks, really.
what are the upgrades that these items upgrade? Cerberus, I know. That one I need Tiramisu. Amagus. Good. Tractor. I need the Pamagus to upgrade the Vision of Gaia. Haze of Gaia. Alright, so I guess in looking back, I guess I was right that they wanted to keep the crossover DLC optional in case anyone preferred the Space Needle for whatever reason. Yeah, I was getting permanent buffs by eating the chicken stuff, or chicken stuff. Oh wow, it even defanged the mini-boss. Neat. Mini-boss can't hurt me anymore. One slot left, so it must be for the final. It must be for the final Cerberus. Nothing else is going to matter. Yeah, I'm not sure what caused that to finally break. Alchemy Whip. Ooh, another one of these, huh? Gemini, no. Mad Season. Hard to believe Mad Season doesn't feel anywhere near as overpowered anymore thanks to the dice that gives me some, I have no idea what's going on screen anymore. Yeah, that's kind of normal in this game. Actually, honestly, it feels a lot more significant when, how can I put this? I've had runs where I literally can't see anything, and I mean actual literally as in I can't even see the ground anymore. I'm guessing that's why they make it so you walk through walls once you reach a certain point, because otherwise you'd never be able to make it. So surprisingly, this is actually one of my more legible builds. Definitely the kind of roguelike game, roguelite, whatever you want to call it, roguish. It's one of those games where basically the devs want you to find whatever overpowered combinations and what ridiculous stuff you can do. The goal is explicitly to go nuts. Embrace of Gaia. Oh, I can't get any levels of the fire because I banished it. Well, I'm silly. I'll have to unbanish it later. I'll have to unseal it later. Banishing stuff to make sure that last Cerberus piece shows up, because I'm really getting frustrated. I don't mind the accessories. Every time the chicken eats a chicken, it gets a permanent upgrade. So that's definitely going to be adding up. That's one level of Cerberus I don't need to pay for, but... free handpiece. Here we are, finally, Sinestro Crystals. Finally, the last piece of Exodia. I mean... max health. I don't have anything that's gonna really work with this. Tiramisu, yes, I want this.
Vampire killer. Yeah, that's the good thing about the alchemy whip. I can't upgrade that because you can't level it, but oh well. Here we are, the Cerberus is back. Discus. Here we go, use as much as possible with Gazebo. Anathema. Here we go. Decent amount of unlocks. Banish 84 weapons in a single run, though. What happened? Failed. It's not that I failed, it's that each stage has a timer. Like, to show it easier here, as you can see, the Coop has a time limit of 20. Some have 15, some have 30. And that's basically how long a run lasts. I can do activate endless to disable it if I'd like. But long story short, basically that's just how long each stage lasts before the Reaper comes and kills you to end the run. It is possible to actually kill the Reaper, and you get some nice rewards for it, but then the stage is forced to end.
Cooldown reduction per level starts with our. Ooh. Cooldown reduction is going to be an extremely powerful thing, I'd wager. Curse every level is, like I said, curse is both a blessing and a curse. The bad news is enemies become that much stronger, but the good news is, more numerous enemies means more experience, which means more you can do in a given run before the time limit hits and you auto-fail. Auto-die, basically. So let's, go with Shaft here. Just talking about him. And no endless, please. Right, my drink is out, so I guess this will be the last one. Festival of Servants. Listed weapon gets an out. Character. Let's be a little cheesy and get this one so that I can guarantee that I get the upgrades I'm after. And I can grab the Among Us weapons if I want. Like, I can grab Lucky Swipe now. I just have to make sure I get the orange crewmate before I start picking up items then. I do appreciate we get a decent amount of heroes and villains joining us for the Vampire Survival. Right, I remember why I don't like this particular whip that much. The Umbra. Seems pretty similar to the Luminous, honestly. Just with a different aesthetic. I suppose this is the point I should be talking about Symphony of the Night, but I think I mentioned, but I am Fake Gamer who hasn't actually played most of the Castlevania stuff. I think I did go. Yeah, I went through Symphony of the Night once, but it wasn't when it was still on PlayStation. I went through, let's say, less than legal means. Because there was a time I was a very bad little boy, and I did a lot of. I'm a bit too far away. I played a lot of games through less than stellar means. Come on, I need the. Umbra. Lucky Swipe. Booty Whip. Lifetime Scan. That's a very overpowered, so I should probably take full advantage. And like all Castlevania characters, even the villains also get the nice benefit that the Castlevania items drop outside of Castlevania stages. There we are. These accessories should make things a little easier. But I can't pick up the others yet. I need to get the, what's it called? Among Us crossover item. we'll get the Water Dragon Whip just because that one's a really nice AoE. Yeah, that might, if anything, that'll make it a lot easier to use. Yeah, basically all the weapons get, even if they start out sucking, they get significantly better, or once you get levels into them. Some specifically do need to be upgraded to be any good, like I don't think the Gatamari items are actually any good. But if you aren't specifically upgrading them to the Vicious Hunger, but... Well, there's one where that growling noise is, it's the Umbra. Here we are, Mini Engineer, and that means I can grab all these items now. Probably should have gone for the crown first now that I think about it, but oh well. Yeah, that's a nice thing. If you wait until you, since pretty much all the accessories are here, I don't need to worry about it, but long story short, if you pick up a weapon or accessory after your inventory is already full, they will, in fact, still go over your limit. So, like, normally you can only have 6 weapons and 6 accessories, but I clearly have more than that because there was way more than that sitting around. Kinda neat. But they're still continuing with the game, though I won't lie. It did feel like the Ode to Castlevania ending felt it could very much have been an ending to the game as a whole. But I guess having it in an optional DLC might be a bit much. Let's definitely get the tiramisu so that gets out of the pool. Sometimes I like to max out an item just so that it stops showing up in the level up pool. Although, again, for most weapons you do, and items, you want to do that just because the upgrades require it. Mini Engineer. He's swiping. Free lucky swipe levels, I won't say no. There's been a lot of updates in the game, and I don't just mean in terms of content either. Some stuff was also rebalanced around, like I think I mentioned, but where's the, yeah. See the one at the top middle here, above the claw and the ring here? That's the 4 seasons. That used to require 2 accessories and the weapon itself in order to upgrade, but they nerfed it down to just 1. The Millionaire, that also used to require the clover and the top right there. The arrows, that used to require the arrow, the bracer, and the Lucky Clover to upgrade, but they reduced it down, so they do change something like that. Likewise, they seem to I could swear you used to be able to get, I might have to look at some of my older VODs actually, because I could swear you used to be able to get multiple upgrades of a weapon in a single go, but that's not possible anymore. Probably a good change to a degree. I can understand why some would like that. Let's get the, yeah, max the, some items like the tiramisu and the duplicator ring only have 2 levels, and that's because they're quite absurd in what they're capable of.
if I get a crown up, that's gonna really help out, I think. Actually, I think this does require the Skullomaniac specifically because it's a curse. Our character gets stronger with curse, so it might be a good sign we need a curse item. Max out the crown just to... It gets out of the pool and it also helps me level faster. I could swear there was one more item here. And yeah, there's a spinach that would probably help my damage a good bit. Really? Yeah, I guess I do need to max it out. Actually, no, I have the, Oh no, the card's not ready to upgrade yet. Maniac definitely needs to be maxed out. The only one it might, the one it might be is the Torna's box, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, yeah. Yep, oh no, it requires the max attract orb. Interesting. Involved Umbra. Well, we got everything of who we officially came here to do. Time to just enjoy what's left.
his box. Why not? I was gonna skull a maniac up just because that's gonna make these real level. Bronze. Silver finger. Darn it, not very well. Hoping to get the gold finger. It's gold, it's gold, it's gold, it's gold, it's gold. All weapons have a chance to fire twice instead of once. The effect is further augmented on the list of active weapons. Let's go with the beginning here. There we go. Also notice this is the accessory, so if I only had the usual 6 total, I'd have an extra one right now. That's nice. Here, what do I want here out of this list? Trident. Oh right, I forgot to get the life sign scans upgrade item. Whoops. Well, I'm an idiot. I was just thinking how the birds are the only upgrade that if you have limit break mode, you can continue to upgrade all weapons even past their usual limit. Oh, nice. But normally the only ones that you can go past their usual limit is the yeah, the birds are the only one that you upgrade after you fuse the weapons into its next stage. I think, anyways, off the top of my head. So it's kind of nice when we have another set here in this, in the spells, ruin spells. I think it says they are. Alright, the Vibhuti Whip is upgraded. The Platinum Whip is upgraded. And the Water Whip's upgraded. Nice. That's basically everything.
get those, but I guess it works. So 15 minutes done. Let's quit and cash in the revives. Unlock Elizabeth. Evolve the Umbra. 4,000. Alright, good. I've unlocked the Umbra for anyone to use, and I've unlocked a new character as well, so let's unlock her right away then. Oh wow, she was expensive. Elizabeth Barley. First one, huh? Increases enemies to spawn within quantity by 50 and immune to health drain. Yeah, all the vampires are immune to health drain. That includes Alucard as well as reincarnations like Soma. Oh no, Soma is not immune. No, yeah, he is. Immune to health drain is the second thing listed. And of course, Drak himself. Wonder if the final character we'll unlock is the... basically the character on the title screen here. Let's see here. Crack. How long have I been going here again exactly? 2 minutes 45. See here. Is there any other unlocks worth fully evolving? So the rest of these are basically just all involving all the items, basically. The Confidor again. Do I even have it unlocked? Spirit statue. I thought I fully evolved the Confidor. Oh no, I did that before the thing was... So I need to do it again, basically. Alright, that's not too rough. I can do that. The rest of these, I should also probably think about which ones I want and which I don't, because unless I'm specifically playing as the Belmont that starts with it, some of these whips are... fit with my playstyle more than others is the best way to put it, because none of them are bad in any way, shape, or form, and in fact, I do applaud them for putting the effort in to make so many different ones, and I think it says a lot that I'm mostly disabling the older, outdated stuff, as opposed to the new ones. But I think that'll be good for tonight. Got a few people watching, so I should raid out. Doing Fly Night, I guess. I guess that might be a good option. Alright, so if you want to check out Fly Night, be sure to stick around. Otherwise, until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I'll see you later.